Hello everyone, so today I'm going to be showing you this, and this is pretty much everything that I do before the camera starts rolling. So it's foundation, primer, contour, blusher, highlighter and eyebrows. So it's everything that gets done before a tutorial gets recorded. So yeah, I hope you'll find it interesting and helpful, and yeah, if you want to see how to get what is on my face, then just stick around. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is apply an anti-redness kind of product. Now, if you've seen my How to Cover Rosy Cheeks video, you will see that I have used a face primer and a Benefit yellow Your Bluffing Stick. Now, I've had so many questions on that video about whether you can use a yellow-based concealer, a yellow-based foundation, or if you can use a green product, because I have stated that I don't find the green products very helpful for me personally. So today I am going to use a green product. Now I've got this one here, which is the L'Oreal Studio Secrets Anti-Redness Primer, and I'm going to apply this to my face first. And because this is a primer as well, you can cut out one of the steps from the previous video. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to pump this directly onto the brush. So that is how much I've got at the moment. I will be applying more than that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pat it onto the cheek first, kind of give it a little bit of placement, and then I'm just going to spread it across the face with the brush, just where I know that I'm going to get some redness. Now some people get redness all over, and some people, like me, just get it on the cheek area. So just apply it where you know you're going to get redness. And yeah, hopefully, like I say, the green ones don't tend to work for me, but I have been using this one more frequently because my Benefit yellow one has been running out. So rather than pay $19.50 to get a new one, I thought I would try this one instead and see what I can make of it. So I'm just going to apply a bit more to the other side and get my hair off of the face. And again, you're just going to do exactly the same thing of blending it through onto where you think you're going to get some redness. Okay, so I should really mention that this is a Benefit concealer brush. Hope you can see that, and it's just a really big sort of basic flat brush that is mainly used for concealers, but I've been using it for my foundation lately. Now, in a previous video I said that I usually apply my foundation with my fingers, and lately I have been doing it with this brush just purely because it saves me having to wash my hands all the time, feeling like I'm putting grime onto my face. So yeah, the next step is going to be to apply foundation. Now at the moment, because my skin is getting slightly more tanned, I'm using a slightly darker foundation. So my usual foundation is this one, which is the L'Oreal True Match one, and this is in N1 Ivory. And when my skin is fully tanned, I use this one, which is Clinique Even Better, and this is in O2, which I think is fair. Yeah, which is fair. So it's Even Better, and this one has an SPF 15 of it. But because I'm kind of in between the colours at the moment, I'm just mixing them together. So what you want to do is you just want to give each one of them a shake. And I'm going to take just like a little artist palette like this. And, you know, it's easier to mix it in a palette than it is on your skin because your skin will absorb it. So I'm just going to place some of this in here. So I have got that much of the Clinique one. And then taking my Ivory one, I'm just going to apply a slight bit of that as well. It's hard to show you when I'm lifting it up, but so I'm hoping that you can see that I have got the lighter one just sort of sitting on top. And then I'm just going to take the brush and mix it together. So I'm just going to make a gradual colour change so it has become that kind of shade. So I've mixed it with the brush, so I've got quite a fair bit of product on the brush already. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pat it onto the skin, because there is so much on the brush that you know, you don't want to get this all in one area. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start to kind of paint it on. So you want to make sure you cover the whole face with foundation, and you just want to make sure that you haven't got kind of like a tide line around the edge of the face. So you're just going to make sure that you blend it down slightly past the jawbone and down the neck, just a little bit. Now I know I probably look really stupid with all this marking, but I promise it will all blend in. Okay, so I'm just going to pick up a bit more of what I've got left in the palette, and this is going to be, again, get the hair out of the way, this is going to be applied to the forehead, so I'm just going to blend it as I go rather than applying a load of dots to the forehead. Make sure you blend it up into the hairline just to make sure there's no tight line, as I said before. So you're just going to make sure it's all nice and blended, and I'm hoping I'm not getting my mirror in the way. Now I'm just going to take whatever's left in here and I'm going to focus this on the jawline, so just to make sure that there is no colour difference between the face and the neck. That's all this is for, just to make sure that you're all even and you're not looking slightly tangoed. Okay, so once you've sort of just checked over the whole face, just to make sure that you are all covered and all even, if you've got any product left, which I have got a little bit of, you can either get rid of it because you don't need it anymore, or if you feel that you need a little bit more extra coverage in certain areas, you can just pat it on and blend it in certain areas. Maybe you've got a blemish or you've got a bit of redness showing through, anything like that, and you just want to make sure that that is covered. So that is the foundation all applied. I'm just going to give that a minute just to settle in. So while I'm giving it a minute to settle in, I just wanted to show you that we do have a visitor again. We have a sleeping Sugar. That's her name, by the way. I don't think I mentioned that before. Her name is Sugar. And she's sleeping quite soundly, quite cutely. Wake her up, piss her off. That's how it's done. So yeah, now that the foundation has sunk in a little bit, I'm going to take my contour colour. So I use a MAC eyeshadow for this, and I use this one here, which is called MAC Corduroy. It's not called MAC Corduroy, it's from MAC and it's called Corduroy. Now, I used to use a Ruby & Millie short blush brush. It was working fine, but it was a little bit too flimsy. So I wanted a few new brushes, and I went on the Crown website and I ordered a couple. I ordered 4, and 2 of them I'm really, really pleased with. I couldn't ask for better, and 2 of them I'm really not liking. So yeah, I'll get straight into it then. So the brush that I ordered from Crown is this one here. Now this is a double-ended blush brush, a bronzer blush, something like that. So it's got a really stiff end this end, and then a really fluffy sort of end here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to dab the stiff end, that sounds rude, the stiff end into the colour, into the colour, and tap it off. And what you're going to do is you're going to line up your brush along your jawline and then lift it towards here, so where the hollows of your cheeks are, and that is where your contour needs to go. So you're just going to apply it in that motion. So you will blend this in a bit. Now I have to say this is one of the brushes that I'm not really liking, but it will do. So once you've done with this end, I'm just going to dip this end into the colour as well, just to make this line a little bit more blended in and slightly thicker, like so. And then I'm also just going to take a tiny bit up onto the forehead, just to about here, just to give it a bit of contour to make my face look slightly more skinnier, really. I'm not a skinny girl, so I need my face to look skinnier. And then you're just going to do exactly the same over here. You're going to line it up against your jawline, lift it up towards the hollows of the cheeks, and just place the colour. So it's not too difficult once you know how, but sometimes you find people putting their contour on quite low or quite high and it just looks a little bit weird. So that is how you do your contour. I often find that this side is a lot darker than this side for some reason. I have no idea why, but just go with it. Blend it all in afterwards. Okay, so little bit more on this side. Can you see that that's darker? I don't know. But yeah, so that is the contour done. So for a blusher, I am going to be using the Sleek blusher in Rose Gold, which is this one here. It is a gorgeous coral colour and it has a gold shimmer to it. And I'm going to be using the Urban Decay blush brush, which is this one, and it looks like this. It's kind of angled and it's very, very fluffy. So I'm just going to swipe it through the product twice, and then you're going to do a really faked smile, and you're going to place it on the apples of the cheeks and blend it backwards. So circular motions, and it will make the colour sort of blend into the skin a lot better. Now you can put on as much or as little as you want. Some people don't really like blusher, they prefer bronzer. Some people don't like bronzer, they like blusher. I never used to wear blusher because of the red rosy cheeks, so I never ever used to wear blusher because I thought it was drawing more attention to it. But also I can see that this line hasn't quite blended in properly, so I'm just going to create small circles just on the top of the line, and it blends in much easier. So for a highlighter, I'm just going to be using my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish, and this is in Soft and Gentle, and it looks like this. And the brush I'm going to be applying it with is another Crown brush, and it is the Crown Mini Blush Brush. So it's quite small and quite compact, and I really like that for the highlight. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to place it into the product and just give it a little wiggle, and then I don't know if it's going to show up on camera, but I've deposited it that much onto the brush, and this is then just going to go on the very top of the cheekbones. So you're just going to apply it right on the top. So you can blend it outwards in small circles, you can just apply it in a straight line. I'm going to go to about here and then up in a tiny little triangle just to give my highlight a bit more space, and I'm also just going to bring it slightly down onto the cheek here. So it's very subtle, but it's perfect for a highlight because it's not supposed to be an in-your-face sort of highlight. It's supposed to be just a gentle candle-lit glow, if you like. You can apply as much as you like as well, so if you really do like a strong highlight, you can apply more than what I am. I'm also just going to take a tiny bit of whatever's left on the brush down the nose and up towards the T-zone area, just to give me a bit more dimension, really. So that is my face done. And the last thing that I do before I start the camera up is I apply my eyebrows. So the first thing I'm going to do is apply an eyeshadow primer, which sounds a little bit strange to go on the eyebrows, but I use an eyeshadow as my eyebrow colour, so an eyeshadow base makes it stay a lot longer. So I have got the e.l.f. eyelid primer, and as you can see it's looking a bit worse for wear, it's kind of used quite a lot now. And I don't find this is a great primer for my eyes, that's why I use this for my eyebrows. So you're just going to take the wand out and you're going to place that on the eyebrows and just work it through. And then blend it with a finger. And you're going to do the same with the other side. There's a bit of a DIY going on outside, so I'm really hoping you can't hear it when I'm not talking. Yeah, so my eyebrow colour is from the Naked palette. This one here, and it's called Dark Horse. I don't really know how to describe it. It's kind of like a dark chocolate brown. It's got the tiniest bit of shimmer in it, but the shimmer doesn't really show up when you put it on your eyebrows. This is my ideal eyebrow colour. I've tried so many different eyeshadows, so many different brands, colours, everything, and this is the perfect one. So when this runs out, I probably will cry. And what I use to apply my eyebrows is a square flat brush, which is this one here. This is just from a Coastal Scents set. I think it was a set of 12 or 15, and it was in a roll. You know what I mean, a brush roll. So I'm just going to take the flat square brush here, and I'm just going to put this into the product and then apply my eyebrows. So I'm going to take it through in a direct line. Now the way you shape your brows is that they should start in the same line as your eye, then you tilt it from the corner of your eye to go through the iris, and that's where your arch should be, and then you tilt it again to the corner of the eye, and that's where they should stop, and they should get thinner towards the edge, obviously, towards the outer corner. and I'm not really going to be very good at instructing on how to do this because I really don't know. I do it every day. I don't really know how to describe what to do. Just take short and sharp strokes and it gets the result it needs, and I usually tend to do half of one and then half of the other and then fill it in. So if you're wondering why it looks like I haven't finished, it's because I haven't. Then you're going to run along the top of the brow and meet it up with the highest point over here, and you're just going to create a nice line along the top of the brow just to make sure that you have the shape that you want before you fill it in. And then you're just going to fill in, once you're happy with the shape, the gap that you have. And then just check that you're even both sides, and if you need to make any adjustments, do that now. And that's it. That is everything that gets done before I start recording my iron lip tutorials. So yeah, I hope this was helpful, and I hope some of the products might give you ideas of what items to buy for yourself. And yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this. A lot of ums in this. So yeah, please comment, rate and subscribe, and until my next video I shall see you all soon. Bye!